every working Ugandan who wakes up early every morning, the objective is to make a better life for themselves and for their loved ones. This is achieved if government puts avenues for every citizen to safely earn a living. This relationship is emphasized through taxation, where government sets a mandatory financial charge and the citizens pay. The government will collect taxes to generate its revenue, for redistribution of wealth, for citizen representation and repricing. However, do the citizens in the market, on the street, see the contribution of the taxes they pay?
Bali batujjako ogw'omutwe ne baagala baguze ate ebintu tebaba babiseera. Baluli twawanga ogw'omutwe ate ng'ebintu si bya bbeeyi weebiti. Kati omukadde wadde tasomesa mwana awa ssente ez'omusolo. So ng'ate abakadde bandibadde babaggyako omusolo nga tebakyaguwa. Kitegeeza babaggyako guli baziba maaso. Ne mu ddwaliro basasula. Wadde batugamba nti amalwaliro ga gavumenti ga bwereere. Teri kya bwereere. Kuba nze ntambudde amalwaliro ngalabe. Bw'oba toyina ssente tebasobola kujjanjabira mulwaddewo.
Omusolo nandyagadde omusolo bwe mba ngusasudde. Gukolebwa amakubo, nfuna amazzi, nfuna amasanyalaze, omuntu osobole kugenda mu ddwaliro, osangeyo omusawo, ofune obujanjabi. Omwana bw'aba agenze ku ssomero asangeyo omusomesa.
Omusolo okusinga mu byonna sagala omusolo gavumenti oba empe mulimu oba empe eki. Naye kyenjagala banjagala ntuuke emulago ng'obujjanjabi weebuli. Amakubo gano golaba ge babagamba mbu Museveni agakoze mu myaka 3 sige makubo agalina okukolebwa ku nsi ze twakalabako. Ekisooka amakubo mafunda. Accident ziri mu makubo gano golaba ekiviirako okugamba mbu ababodaboda tuvuga bubi nfunda y'amakubo ate nga tuwa omusolo olukukoona n'ofuna accident okutwala emulago nga bakugamba ssente.
Omusolo tukusasula naye gutwarwa abanene bokka bebagamba nti bateeka bintu mu nkola nga tebalina kyebakora nibeekolera ebyabwe abantu abawansi nitusigala mu kubonaabona.
When Uganda Revenue Authority URA was established in 1991, tax collected was just 133 billion shillings. With reforms over the years, the revenue collected has increased. URA now collects taxes amounting to 12.7 trillion Ugandan shillings. Back on the street, the youth, who make up the biggest percentage of Uganda's population, give their views on what they should expect after paying taxes.
Why do I pay taxes? Such that like when I go to hospital, I find medicine. When I move on the roads, they don't have potholes. That's why I pay taxes.
We pay tax to make sure that public services are available. But the question is, when we pay the tax, do we see these services? Do we see the hospitals that we pay for? Do we see the good roads that we pay tax for? And another thing, the problem is that after us paying the taxes, we are not given an accountability of these taxes.
No taxation without representation. In other words, if I am paying my taxes, this gives me very broad avenues. One, I'm going to follow my money. And this in a way creates space for me and the people that are going to hold my money to have these conversations of what do I want? What do I expect from you?
Nganze sigulaba kubanga n'enguudo zokka zikyalimbi. Katujjako renti n'omusolo naye tetulaba nguudo ze batereeza. Osanga ng'omuzadde alina abaana tebasoma nga nte basaanye okuba nga bali ku ssomero nga basoma, gavumenti ng'eri ku ssente erya nga basaanye okukola amasomero abaana ne bajja ne basomera bwereere kuba ku ssente enkakkamu.
I think it's very crucial to pay tax first and foremost because it's our contribution to development. If you don't pay tax, then you shouldn't expect something to be done for you, from government. And I think it's also important to pay tax so that you don't overburden the people who do.
How about the private sector? What is their take on taxation in Uganda?
Government should look at tapping into the informal sector, not simply running after them for money. Like there's this project, the tax registration and expansion project. It's a good thing, but shouldn't just be looking at businesses as a source for money. Should look, how do we support them to grow? You'll get the money anyway, but how do you support them to grow?
The tax collectors think that businesses keep on growing and they will always have to pay more than what they paid previous years. but there are some bad years where we don't do well, and that must also be appreciated. Meanwhile, let them, as the government policy is, will bring the unregistered businesses, that informal sector, let them bring them to book so that many more others are paying, so that we increase the tax base rather than increasing the tax burden.
In order to improve on citizens' perception towards taxation, what is government doing to help citizens be compliant taxpayers?
So what the government is doing is that we are making our services, 1, simpler, 2, accessible and reliable. So in that, what we are doing is that we're making sure that taxpayers and those that are not registered find it easy to actually register. So 1, we have put as many offices as possible around Kampala, around the country. We've penetrated into municipalities that we weren't in, to make sure that to make sure that people are able to register, whether they are individuals or businesses. We want people to appreciate and not be afraid of paying taxes. So we are trying as much as possible to educate in all languages, using all manner of channels and platforms, to make sure that people appreciate taxation and the contribution that they will make if they pay the taxes.
With all these divergent views compounded with tax evasion, what is Siatini and Oxfam and other CSOs doing to change people's attitudes towards paying taxes?
Whether you like it or not, you're going to pay taxes. You're going to pay them through different avenues. You buy a bottle of water, you've paid VAT. You buy airtime, you've paid a certain tax. Whether you like it, you're going to pay. So I think it's upon us as citizens to say, okay, we have paid. This is how much money we've paid. How do we begin to demand that that money is put to good use? Because government is happy when people don't say anything or do not ask for accountability. But as Siatini and other civil society organizations, we have to bring that consciousness to the people, make them understand what tax is about, what kind of tax rates are there, how they impact on their businesses, how they impact on industrialization, on agriculture, and all these kinds of things. But while we are doing that, we're also encouraging them to comply.
Uganda Revenue Authority targets to increase tax collection to at least 16% of gross domestic product, GDP, by 2020. All this can be achieved if the general public is made aware of their obligation to pay taxes, the government becoming more accountable to its citizens, and also setting up reforms geared towards eliminating tax evasion and avoidance in Uganda.